Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Pete's Beginner's Guide to Fat Loss series. In today's episode, I'm going to go into further detail about how to use MyFitnessPal, which cardio is best for fat loss, and also show my results from my first week of diet. So in the first episode, I showed you how to work out your maintenance calories. If you're unsure about this, please go back and watch episode 1 and then catch back up here. So now you have your maintenance calories. MyFitnessPal makes it super simple. So open up MyFitnessPal, click on goals, and then click into nutrition goals. You can now set your macro targets. So in the top, we're going to want to put our maintenance calories. I worked out mine was 2,500, so I'm going to put 2,500. It then has percentages for carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. We want to get roughly 0.7 grams of protein per pound of body weight. For example, if you weighed 100 pounds, you'd want to get about 70 grams of protein. Mine is roughly 116 pounds, and then I'll use MyFitnessPal and aim the percentage as close to 116 as I can. I get mine to around 120%. It's 4 grams over, no big deal. If anything, being a couple of grams over is going to be a nice little buffer. And then you can split your fats and carbs however you like. Now you've put them in, you can see on your diary, it has exactly goals to hit. This is awesome. It kind of makes like tracking your food a game. Enter your meals as you go out through the day and it will fill in the goals. And by the end of the day, you just want to make sure you've hit all your targets. If you scroll down to the bottom of the page, it also has nutrition requirements like vitamin A and C and iron, potassium. You want to make sure you're hitting those as well. Just because we're on a diet doesn't mean we want to be malnourished, so make sure you're getting in your micronutrients, and MyFitnessPal enables you to check that you are hitting them as you go as well. You can also enter meals and recipes into MyFitnessPal, so once you've entered them in once, you don't have to re-enter everything again. And it also will have your breakfast or lunch that you ate from yesterday in the top of the box when you select it. So once you've entered everything once, it's pretty much super simple and super fast, and you'll have no problems. I will go further into food ideas and food swaps in next week's episode. You can also add me if you like. My name is Peter Whiting 106. Add me on MyFitnessPal. I'll be able to check out your diary. You can check out my diary, and I can help you give you ideas if you're stuck on plant-based foods to eat and stuff like that. So I mentioned in the first episode that we don't really want to lower our calories straight away. We want to try and keep them as high as possible, and there's several reasons for this. One is having low calories really sucks. 2 is the lower your calories are, the harder it is to hit your protein requirements, also your micronutrient requirements. And the third and final reason is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or also known as NEAT. So when you're in a calorie deficit, such as on this diet, your body will stop burning unnecessary calories in a way to preserve energy. For example, you might not twiddle your thumbs, you might not move around as much, and this is just our body's way of adapting to survive. It thinks this is all the calories we're getting, so it wants to be as efficient as possible. Great in a survival against the world kind of scenario, not so great in a dieting trying to lose weight scenario. So that's why we want to keep our calories high, because the lower you drop them, the lower your NEAT's going to get, so you're kind of making your life harder anyway. So how do we counteract this? We're going to start increasing our activity. There are 3 types of cardio: low intensity cardio, which is like walking; medium intensity cardio, which is jogging, cycling; and high intensity cardio, which is like circuit training. None is better than the other. They all have their pros, they all have their cons. So I'll start with the high intensity cardio. High intensity cardio is great. It is fast acting. In about 30 minutes, you can burn anywhere from 300 to 500 calories. It's quick, simple, and it can be really enjoyable, really releases the endorphins. Negatives, it can be difficult, and it can be hard to recover from, especially when you are on a diet. Secondly, we have the medium intensity cardio. Jogging, running can be fairly enjoyable, isn't too difficult, very good for working your aerobic capacity, can take a little bit longer than the high intensity training, and can lead to injury if improper form is used. 30 minutes of medium intensity cardio can burn anywhere from 200 to 300 calories, even more. These are all very rough numbers, they're all very individual. And third and finally is low impact cardio, such as walking. Pros of walking are you get to be out in nature, it's very easy on the body, very relaxing, can be good active recovery. Negatives, to burn a lot of calories you have to walk for a long time. The weather's not so great right now in winter, so maybe you don't want to be outside for too long. So yeah, that's it. That's the pros and cons of all of them. I personally use mostly walking and running, as I do strength training, and I do find that high intensity training can impact my strength training, but we are all individual, so find out which one works best for you. And all those calories and figures I gave before, are very approximate. The calories burnt doing any exercise are very individual to the intensity given by the individual, also the weight of the individual, etc. I would suggest tracking your activity if possible. If you have some kind of fitness watch or Garmin tracker, that is fantastic. It will tell you exactly your calories you can burn. Phones nowadays probably do track your walking and running, so you can probably track that anywhere. I feel like high intensity cardio is the only one that you can't track with a phone. So if you do that, you could always just estimate, take the average calorie burn of the time you've used or what you think you've used, and yeah, you're good to go. And finally, my results. Here is my first week's results of dieting. My picture on the left where I was starting at 167.6, and then a picture this morning, I believe I was 164.4. So I'm down about 3 pounds. You can't really see much difference in the photographs. 3 pounds really isn't a lot. If you see my cheat days, I can gain up to like 9-10 pounds in a day, so you're not really expecting to see too much just of yet. But as the weeks progress, I am hoping to see a change. That's why the weekly progress pictures really will help keep us motivated. So going into week 2, I'm keeping my calories at 2,500. I'm going to up my steps. I was only walking 5,000 steps in week 1. I'm going to make sure I walk a minimum of 10,000 steps a day. I may even incorporate some jogging into this week as well, just for fun. I like it, so I'm going to see how it goes, and then I'll report back next week. Please drop the video a like if you found it useful and helpful. Subscribe if you are new. It doesn't cost you anything and it really does help me out. If you have any questions about the dieting process, drop them in the comments below and maybe I'll go over them in next week's episode. That's it for today. I'll catch you guys next week for your check-in.